Looking at a few things about Venezuela, so I thought I'd kind of like read some scriptures about, Venezuela, which is God's people as well. They are in a state of mind where the world's probably ignoring them right now. It's not even in the news, but they're going through hell. Venezuela is going through hell right now as we speak. And it's not on the media too much, because I'm not really seeing anything about Venezuela on CNN, Fox News, or anything like that. But I know for sure outside of CNN and Fox News, they are suffering very bad. Okay, so but they need to come back to the Most High too. That's the whole purpose. You can't have strength. You can't do nothing without God. Your strength, everything you must depend on Him. Like the scripture said, He's your refuge. You must depend on Him. So we can't think that we had it good without God's law. We don't have it good without God's law. Okay? So we're pretty much going to touch base on, Venezuela for a minute. So we're going to go with the title of the lesson, The Oppression of the Red Dragon on the Tribe of Asher. The oppressions of the Red Dragon on the Tribe of Asher. We're going to let everyone know who Asher is. For those who don't know, we're going to begin with Genesis chapter 30, verse 13. Asher is one of the sons of Jacob. We're going to show you how they're being oppressed right now as we speak. And that's a nation who's very rich with oil, but yet right now, that country is almost like one of the worst countries in South America. Okay? Because of the condition they're in right now. But let's start with Genesis 30 and 13 to show you Asher in the Bible, or Venezuela in the Bible. Let's begin at verse 13. Genesis 30, verse 13.
Genesis chapter 30, verse 13. And Leah said, Happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher.
And she called his name Asher. What does Asher mean? Anyone understand?
Happiness.
Happy. Okay? She called his name Asher, or happy. Alright? Let's go to Genesis 35 and 26 real quick.
Genesis chapter 35, verse 26. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher, these are
the sons of who?
And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid.
Leah's handmaid, Zilpah, read.
Gad and Asher, these are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padan Aram.
Start on verse 25.
Verse 25. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali.
Go ahead.
And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher.
Read.
These are the sons of Jacob.
These are the sons of Jacob. Go ahead.
Which were born to him in Padan Aram.
Which were born to him in Padan Aram. Anyone know where that place is at?
Syria, right?
Syria, yes. That's where they were born. Okay? That's where they were born. Now let's go to Genesis 49. Let's go to Jacob. This is when Jacob was in his death, was in his deathbed, prophesying of how his children will be in the last days, the blessings and so on and so forth. Okay? Let's read Genesis 49 and 20.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall...
Start at verse 1, then we can just jump to verse 20.
Verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons, and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So Jacob called all his sons, all his 12 sons, and he says, come together, and I'm going to let you know what's going to happen to you in the last days. Okay? Now let's jump down to Asher, which are the Venezuelan, and we're going to talk about them.
Verse 20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties.
Which means their land is a rich land. That land, the land of Venezuela is a very rich land. Their food are very, delicious and so on and so forth. They have a rich land. They have a lot of. We're gonna go into it even more to show you that they have a lot of things they can import, so on and so forth, in that land. Like coffee and so on and so forth. They have some good stuff there too. So Jacob was letting them know how their land will be blessed in the last days. Okay? Deuteronomy 33. Let's go there real quick. Verse 24.
Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 24. And of Asher he said, Let Asher be blessed with children.
Let Asher be blessed with children. Read.
Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
Let him dip his foot in oil. That's a land that is full of oil. We're going to read that. It's a land that is full of oil. That's how you can connect Asher with Venezuela. Okay? We know Colombia is a part of Asher as well, but we don't connect that with Venezuela. Their land is rich of oil. Matter of fact, let me read something real quick in Wikipedia. Alright, this is Wikipedia. Let's start here. It says right here.
Oil was discovered in the early 20th century, and today Venezuela has the world's largest known oil reserve.
See that? Read it again for me from the top.
Oil was discovered in the early 20th century, and today,
read.
Venezuela has the world's largest known oil reserve.
The world's largest known oil reserve. That's Asher. That's Venezuela. Okay? Read.
And has been one of the world's leading exporters of oil.
One of the world's leading exporter of oil. And that's prophesied in Deuteronomy the 33rd chapter. Alright? Read.
Previously an undeveloped exporter of agricultural quickly came to dominate exports and government revenue. Salakia. Previously an underdeveloped exporter of agricultural commodities such as coffee and cocoa.
Such as coffee and what?
Cocoa.
See that? So their land is blessed, it's fat. They have a lot of good stuff in that land. It grows pretty well. It can grow a lot of good stuff like coffee. Okay? Again, to show you how Asher, again, is what? Venezuela. Okay? Read.
Oil quickly came to dominate exports and government revenues.
All right. Now let's go back. Let's go to Revelation. Because of that now, and you know that, of course, everyone know now how rich Venezuela is with oil. You know everybody gonna come after them. Find out they got oil, everybody's gonna come after them. Okay? They're rich with oil. Matter of fact, who discovered, Venezuela? Anyone knows? The Spaniards, the settlers. They discovered Venezuela around 1400s, 1490 something. They discovered Venezuela. And the place was not named Venezuela. How was it called? Anyone know?
Sarah. It's called Sarah.
Close.
Maserat.
Venezuela. The Spaniards named Venezuela after a city in Italy called Venice. Little Venezuela. Little Venice. That's how they named Venezuela come to be about. Okay? Y'all can look it up. Alright? So now, knowing that this country or this area is full of oil, everybody's gonna plunge in. Okay? Now let's go to Revelation. Revelation 12. Let's go to 1 through 4. But what they need to do, man, is come to the Most High God. You can't forget the Father who has blessed you. Okay? Let's go to Revelation 12. Let's start 1 through 4, then jump down to verse 13.
Revelations 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Verse 2. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. Verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Verse 4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them into the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
Jump down on verse 13 for me real quick.
Verse 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child.
So we see how the dragon persecuted the woman, which are who? The children of Israel. Okay? They have been persecuted. The woman that we read in Scripture is also Israel. Let's read that in Jeremiah 4:31.
God.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 31. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child.
Read.
The voice of the daughter of Zion.
The voice of who?
The daughter of Zion.
The voice of the daughter of Zion. Read.
That bewaileth herself.
That bewailing herself. They are in trouble. They are crying. They are mourning. And Venezuela is going through it right now. They are mourning. Read.
That spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me now.
Woe is me now. Let me tell you, war is about to break out with Venezuela too. Nobody's, even listening to. Read.
For my soul is wearied because of murder.
My soul is weary because of murders. They're coming after Venezuela. Alright, let's read this article real quick. Couldn't print it out, but I have it here.
Venezuela rapidly collapsing into another North Korea. Nearly all flights halted.
Nearly all flights are halted. Everybody heard about that? No. Read.
Media controlled, citizens blocked from escaping. It looks like more trouble in paradise for the social utopia of Venezuela. The list of issues includes food rationing and widespread starvation.
Widespread starvation in Venezuela as we speak. Read.
Skyrocketing unemployment.
Skyrocketing unemployment, no job there. Go ahead.
Rampant crime and social unrest.
Read.
Political corruption and suppression of opposition parties. State-controlled media. Hyperinflation.
Now you have one side who's against who Hugo Chavez put in position. They are against him. Okay? There's war because of that. People are fighting because of that. Read.
Venezuela is at a pivotal turning point. one that will determine whether it follows the path of democracy, dictatorship, or civil war. Here's how the unrest got to this critical moment. Violent clashes began after Venezuela's legislative branch, a majority opposition group called the National Assembly, was stripped of its powers by Venezuela's Supreme Court, a pro-government group. The decision was reversed amid outcries of a coup, but since then, pro-government groups have violently attacked their building, injuring several lawmakers.
Estamos aquí para defender a Venezuela. Para eso fuimos electos. Cuéstenos lo que nos cueste, si sea la vida.
In retaliation, anti-government protesters attacked the Supreme Court building. And now, after postponing national elections, President Nicolás Maduro is holding new elections for a constituent assembly of more than 500 lawmakers tasked with rewriting the Constitution, effectively usurping the opposition-led Congress, and all but cementing a government structure similar to that of Cuba's dictatorship. But an unofficial referendum set up by the opposition just saw more than 7 million Venezuelans, out of almost 20 million registered voters, line up at the ballot boxes to vote almost unanimously against President Maduro's proposed new government body. The Trump administration has placed economic sanctions against senior Venezuelan officials in an effort to dissuade Maduro, but instead, it's emboldened him further.
El emperador Donald Trump ha dado la orden de que suspendamos la constituyente. Le digo al emperador Donald Trump, en Venezuela manda el pueblo de Venezuela. Y el domingo 30 de julio, la constituyente viva.
A leading figure in Venezuela's opposition movement, Leopoldo López, has called on the Venezuelan military for support.
En los próximos días, si se persiste en llevar adelante el fraude constituyente, ustedes tienen una oportunidad. Desactiven el Plan República, ya. Y de esta manera tengan la seguridad que ustedes contarán con el pueblo y con las leyes. Contarán con los ciudadanos y con la Constitución, que estarán allí para defenderlos.
With the country teetering on the brink, what happens next will determine the path forward for this embattled country.
El diablo, el propio diablo está en casa. Ayer vino el diablo aquí. Ayer estuvo el diablo aquí. En este mismo lugar huele a azufre todavía. Esta mesa donde me ha tocado hablar. Ayer, señoras, señores, desde esta misma tribuna, el señor presidente de los Estados Unidos, a quien yo llamo el diablo, vino aquí hablando como dueño del mundo. Como dueño del mundo. Un psiquiatra no estaría de más para analizar el discurso de ayer del presidente de los Estados Unidos. Como vocero del imperialismo vino a dar sus recetas para tratar de mantener el actual esquema de dominación, de explotación y de saqueo a los pueblos del mundo. Para una película de Alfred Hitchcock estaría buena. Incluso yo propondría un título: La receta del diablo.
State-controlled media, hyperinflation, and gasoline shortages.
Gasoline shortages? I thought they had plenty of oil over there. They should be rich, like you said. Gasoline shortages, that's crazy. Read.
Gasoline shortages, despite the country having the world's largest oil reserve.
They are being oppressed in their own land. Being oppressed in their own land. Read.
All this is the legacy of the Hugo Chavez dictatorial regime.
Well, Chavez was doing what he was supposed to do. Okay? Chavez was running the country. Very good. Chavez didn't want people to come and destroy his land. So now, go ahead and read.
Whose policies continue under President Nicolas.
Nicolas is doing actually good right now too, and that's why they oppose him. Because Chavez put him in position. The opposition don't want him to be in position. Okay? Read.
Nicolas Maduro, the anti-American Chavez nationalized most industries.
The guy was never anti-American. Hugo Chavez was not anti-American. The guy he put in position, they're not anti-American. Matter of fact, Americans are actually going after them. Read.
With devastating consequences. Many Venezuelan citizens looking for an exit strategy appear to be trapped inside the country. The Sovereign Man website is...
Yeah, you can just start here.
Nearly every major regional and international carrier has discontinued service to and from Caracas. Overall, Venezuela is being systematically cut off from the rest of the world.
You're not hearing too much about Venezuela, are you? That's what's happening. Read.
Foreign governments are starting to put up barriers to prevent Venezuelans from coming to their countries.
This is happening. Other countries are trying to block people from going in. Those who are trying to escape Venezuela. That's how bad it is right now. Okay? But they are the children of Israel who need to come back to the Most High God. Read.
Moreover, the visas are becoming harder to acquire. This is a simple supply-demand issue. There are hardly any airlines flying out of Venezuela, and a whole ton of people who want to get out. So the price goes through the roof. For a place that used to be one of the wealthiest countries in the region, Venezuela
because of their oil, read.
Venezuela is now completely destitute.
This is what's happening now. How can a country with so much oil is suffering? Okay, but the thing is they are being oppressed. They're not going by what the oppressor want them to do. Read.
According to an airline expert, given that most air carriers are abandoning Venezuela because of the ongoing uncertainty, the country is reaching the point where it is almost disconnected from the rest of the world.
Go ahead.
And being removed from the international travel map.
That's crazy. Read.
United and Delta suspended flights to Venezuela earlier this year. In July...
So now you got, airlines just completely stopping their flights from going over there. Read.
In July, the U.S. State Department issued a travel advisory that warned U.S. citizens against visiting Venezuela.
A part of oppressing the people too. They don't go to that land. It's chaotic there. Read.
And implemented security measures for U.S. government employees still there. In addition to all the byproducts of economic and political anarchy, the state cautioned about the street crime epidemic, including murder, carjacking, kidnapping, and robbery.
All of that's happening in Venezuela. All right, read. When did we start? All right, I think we're going to start here, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Making matters worse, if that's possible, Natural News reported earlier this year that Venezuela is experiencing a shortage of materials needed to produce passports. Thousands of citizens have been waiting for months to obtain travel documents, which has given rise to black market bogus passports.
See that? Because of what's going on right now, there's a shortage of a passport for people to even leave outside the country. Okay? Jump down to here. It's the last one we're going to read.
To the surprise of no one, the limousine liberal cohort that dominates the U.S. mainstream media is downplaying the chaos in Venezuela.
You're not hearing nothing about it. None of us here are hearing anything on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC about what's going on in Venezuela like that. But it is happening over there. They're being oppressed. Okay? Now let's read some scripture. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:33.
Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land,
The fruits of thy land, read.
and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
See that? This is what's going to happen. Okay? That's what's going to happen to you when you disobey God's law. This is actually a part of the curse that we're written here in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Read it again for me, brother.
Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
That's what's going to happen. Thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed always. Because we are not listening to God's law. We are not keeping God's law. Jump down to verse 50 to 52.
Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Go ahead.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed.
So a different nation will benefit from what you do. A different nation will benefit from your oil, from your coffee, so on and so forth. Read.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil,
They will not leave nothing for you. Go ahead.
or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he hath destroyed thee.
Go ahead.
Verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted it throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Most High Ahijah hath given thee.
And war is about to break down too, over there in that land. Very soon there will be war in Venezuela. Okay? They prepare themselves for that war. So on and so forth. Let's go to Job 35. Job 35, let's start at verse 9. 9 and 10.
We're in the book of Job, chapter 35, verse 9. By reason of the multitude of oppressions they make the oppressed to cry.
By reason of the multitude of oppression, they make the oppressed to cry. These people are crying out. They need help. They are leaving the country. Okay? They are being oppressed. Read.
They cry out by reason of the arm of the mighty.
They're crying out by who?
Reason of the arm of the mighty.
The mighty is behind it, man. They are being oppressed. Read on.
Verse 10. But none saith, where is Ahijah my maker?
But nobody's saying, where is God? That's the problem. They're not asking for the true God. They're not saying, where's my God? Where's the true God? Where is he at? That's the question they should be asking themselves. They need to leave off those idols they got there and come back to the true God.
I'm on.
That's what they need to do, man. Let's go to 2 Esdras 11 chapter in the Apocrypha. Start at verse 38.
We're in the Apocrypha, 2 Esdras 11 and 38. Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, verse 39, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts?
Who's the fourth beast? Wrong. Read.
Whom I made to reign on my world, that the end of their times might come through them?
Read it again for me.
Verse 39, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world?
Whom I made to reign in my world. Read.
That the end of their times might come through them?
The end of their time might come through them. Read.
Verse 40, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness.
So the fourth beast is greater than all the beasts that we read in scriptures before.
Come on.
It's greater than all of them. Great. I mean, you looking at the power, the might, everything, the beauty. It's greater. All shapes of form. Read.
Verse 40, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked
They
oppression,
have power over the world with great what? Great fearfulness. And over, read it again for me.
and over the whole compass of the earth,
So the fourth beast controls the whole earth. Okay? Read.
and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression,
How are they controlling the whole earth?
with much wicked oppression.
With much wicked oppression. Read.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth which deceit.
Go ahead.
Verse 41. For the earth hast thou not judged with truest.
They have not judged the earth with truth. Read.
Verse 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek.
They have afflicted the meek.
Thou hast hurt the peaceable.
Those who are at peace with you, you hurt them. Read.
Thou hast loved liars.
Love lies. Okay. Read.
And destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit.
Those who have brought forth fruit, you destroy them. Read.
And hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm.
Those who've done nothing to you come out and destroy. This is what the scriptures say. Venezuela's been destroyed. Have done nothing whatsoever to even attempt to attack or nothing. But they've been destroyed.
Amen.
Read.
Verse 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest.
So the Most High said, listen, your wrongful dealing comes to my ear. I'm here, I'm seeing it. Read.
And thy pride unto the mighty.
And the pride unto the mighty, the Most High is seeing. Okay? That's what the Most High is seeing. Now let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 15:6. Matter of fact, before we go there, let's go to Obadiah 1. Obadiah chapter 1.
1 through 5.
So the third verse.
God. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. That's wrong. Read.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Most High Ahijah.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Will they not have stolen till they had enough?
Would you not have enough through destruction? But nah, they're going to go to Venezuela and get all their oils. Get all their coffee, so on and so forth. They will never have enough. Read.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, will they not leave some grapes?
Exactly. Anybody else will come in and get some and leave. But not the fourth beast. Not the red dragon. Not the 10 horn with 7 heads. It's not going to happen. Okay? Now let's go to Jeremiah, John 10, 11. St. John chapter 10, 10, 11.
St. John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
That's what a thief come for. A thief come to do nothing else but to steal, murder, and destroy. Read.
I am come that they might have life.
This is what Christ come for. Christ don't come to steal. Christ comes so these people can have life.
Amen.
Read.
And that they might have it more abundantly.
They might have it more abundantly. Read.
Verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
That's what Christ did. Okay? Jeremiah 50. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. And we're going to find out who them sheep are. Jeremiah 15:6.
Come on. Jeremiah 50:6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
See that? Israel is the lost sheep. But their leaders has been, you know, leading them astray. Why their leaders are like letting them know, listen, come back to this true God. Letting them know, listen, you from the tribe of Asher, Venezuela. Okay? Parts of Brazil, Colombia. You're from the tribe of Asher. Their leaders are not letting them know that and then bringing them back to the Most High God according to the Most High God's law. That's not happening. Which needs to happen. That's why we're here. We letting everyone know, listen, Venezuela, you can get out of your condition by only coming to God's law. Alright. So let's read that also in the Testament of Asher. The Testament of Asher, chapter 7. I have it right here. 1 through 7.
Testament of Asher, chapter 7, verse 1. Become not my children as Sodom, which sinned against the angels of the Most High.
So the father of the Asherites, the father of Venezuela, the fathers of the Colombians, he's letting them know, listen man, don't be like Saddam. Don't be like them. Don't sin. Read.
And perished forever. For I know that you shall sin and be delivered into the hands of your enemies.
So, see that? He said, I know you're going to sin and be delivered to the hands of your enemies. Read.
And your land shall be made desolate.
Your land shall be made desolate. War is going to come through Venezuela too. Read.
And your holy places destroyed. And ye shall be scattered unto the four corners of the earth. And ye shall be set at naught in the dispersion, vanishing away as water.
So that's what's happening, man. They're just everywhere now. Asher is everywhere. Read.
Until the Most High shall visit the earth coming.
Until Christ came. He's going to gather them together. Go ahead.
As man with men eating and drinking and breaking the head of the dragon.
Christ will break the head of the dragon. Go ahead. Read.
He shall save Israel and all the Gentiles.
He shall save Israel. Go ahead.
And all the Gentiles, God speaking in the person of man. Therefore do ye also, my children, tell these things to your children, that they disobey them not.
Don't disobey the Most High God. Read.
For I have known that ye shall assuredly be disobedient.
Asher said, I know he shall surely be disobedient. Go ahead.
And assuredly act ungodly, not giving heed to the law of the highest.
Not giving heed to what?
The law of the highest.
So Asher, Venezuela, they need to come back to the law. This is your time to repent. Read.
But to the commandments of men, being corrupted through wickedness. And therefore shall ye be scattered as Gad and Dan, my brethren.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know not your land.
You shall know not your land anymore. Okay? Asher doesn't know who they are. They're actually calling themselves by a name the Spaniards gave them. The indigenous people. They are being, you know, the name, like I explained earlier, that name, that's not how they name themselves. Okay? Read.
Tribe and tongue.
Read it again for me from the top.
And therefore shall ye be scattered as Gad and Dan, my brethren.
Read.
And ye shall know not your land.
You will not know your land, the land of Israel. Read.
Tribe and tongue.
You will not know that you're from the tribe of Asher. Venezuelan. Read.
And tongue.
And your language, the Hebrew tongue. You will not know that language anymore. Go ahead.
But the Most High will gather you together.
But the Most High will gather you together in the last days, if you return unto him. Read.
Through his tender mercy.
Through his tender mercy. Go ahead.
And for the sake of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Exactly. For the sake of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and through his beloved son Christ, Yeshua, he will gather you guys back again. Through the faith. Alright? Let's read one last scripture. Psalms 9. Psalms chapter 9. Let's start with 9.
Psalm 9 and 9.
9 through 10.
And the Most High also will be a refuge for the oppressed.
The Most High will be a refuge for the oppressed. He's our only refuge, man. Don't go anywhere else. Don't run to anywhere else. Run to the Most High. Run through his law. That's where you run to his laws. Run to the Most High God. He shall be your refuge. Read.
A refuge in times of trouble.
A refuge in time of trouble. In time of trouble, you run to the Most High God. So we need the Colombians, Venezuelans, we need them to rise up and come to the Most High God as a refuge. Come to his laws. Read.
Verse 10. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee.
And they that know the Most High name will put their trust in the Most High. Read.
For thou, Ahijah, hast not forsaken them that seek thee.
The Most High does not forsake anyone that seek him. So come back to the Most High, Venezuela. Shalom.
Tú me sanaste el corazón, tu sacrificio me dio vida, tú eliminaste mi dolor, por una vida bendecida, y por eso te busco y te amo y me amas por siempre. La cruz fue suficiente. Por eso te busco y te amo y me amas por siempre. La cruz fue suficiente. Yo soy la evidencia de aquel amor que soportó en una cruz el dolor. Evidencia porque soy la prueba de una sangre que trae una vida nueva. Mi Padre, mi amigo, también mi Dios. Solo tu nombre pronunciará mi voz. El que me guarda cuando pase por fuego. Me perdonaste y todo lo hiciste nuevo. Tú me abrazaste con brazos de amor y me llenaste el corazón vacío. No fue tan grande al parecer mi error, que todavía estás al lado mío y conmigo aquí en mi interior, guiándome por el camino. La cruz fue la prueba de amor que cambió mi destino. Y por eso te busco y te amo y me amas por siempre. La cruz fue suficiente. Por eso te busco y te amo y me amas por siempre. La cruz fue suficiente. Sanaste el corazón, tu sacrificio me dio vida.